Right, little update. Most of last week, so that would be the week leading up to the Easter weekend, during the day I was getting a bit of a sore throat. However, by the end of the day it had cleared. I should say by the next morning it would clear. Come Friday that wasn't the case. It continued. Going into Saturday it got more severe, with more throat swelling and more difficulty in actually eating and drinking, along with a lot of pain and generally feeling like shit. Anyway, the result of this was at 4:45 Sunday morning, I was at an emergency clinic. I was issued antibiotics and sent on my way. Thought I would be good to go. By Monday evening, I was really struggling. The pain was worsening. My ear was now painful. All the right side of my face was now painful. My right eye was sensitive to light, and I was getting sinus pain as well. So I took myself off to the local hospital, spent 4 hours to be sent home, being told that give the antibiotics a chance to work. At this point, I hadn't slept for 48 hours, and I hadn't, in fact, probably more. I hadn't slept at all Sunday night, I hadn't slept at all Monday night, and I hadn't eaten in the last 12. 5:30 on Monday morning, having not slept still, I took some antibiotics and some paracetamol, and they caused my throat to close. It was a temporary thing, but it was still quite disconcerting. Rang the medical helpline in the UK, which is known as 111, and were advised to ring for an ambulance. The ambulance got lost, eventually found where I am, and I ended up back at hospital just after 6:30 in the morning, or around 6 o'clock, I think, actually. Only to sit there for a couple of hours with no one even bothering to see me. I made, shall I say, rather abrupt inquiries with the nurse, which didn't go down too well. And then an hour later, having been there 3 hours and not being seen, I made further inquiries about when I was going to get at least some pain relief. I was told that I wasn't ready for any. However, my appearance must have struck a chord, because within 5 minutes I was in seeing a doctor. And within 10 minutes after that, I was on an IV drip of antibiotics, painkillers, and booked to a transfer to the neighbouring hospital that has an ear, nose and throat specialist centre. I then spent the next 36 hours in hospital on IV antibiotics. I was unable to eat for a further 24 hours. And then after a particularly rough night, and nigh on 3 nights without sleep, I managed to catch a bit of a sleep and get a break, and the swelling started to come down and I could eat again. Turns out I had chronic tonsillitis and sepsis, which is basically septicemia, very blood poisoning, effectively. This was brought on by my prednisone, my corticosteroid that I am taking for my kidneys. Quite ironically, or I don't know, conveniently, or whatever it was, I got a little... I get studies sent quite regularly, and one popped up yesterday. And it was a study on the effects of corticosteroids and the side effects of corticosteroids, and how 50% of users suffer upper respiratory infections, and how prednisolone is particularly bad for causing sepsis. So there you go. So a particularly rough weekend. Also meant that not much training has been done this week at all. Well, none's been done this week at all. I'm still feeling pretty shitty, to be honest. Still got a headache, still got jaw ache, still got a sore throat, still very snotty. But I am on the mend. So there you go. That is your pretty much update for this week. I have done fuck all. I have felt like shit all week. Spent a day and a half in hospital, and I'm going away on Saturday night because I need a fucking break. So yeah, no progress whatsoever. And that's where we're at. Not much more to report. I'll catch up with you next week and let you know how I'm going if I'm still with you. Oh, it's been a rough one. A very, very rough one, to say the least. A long time since I felt pain like that. But we are on the mend. Still rather snotty. Still got a respiratory infection. But I'm on a bucket load of antibiotics and antivirals. And things seem to steadily be improving. So I ain't kicked it just yet. Take care, guys, and I'll catch up with you soon.